pigs.
Yeah.
Listen, any pigs that listen to this, oink, oink, here's an alert. Stop fucking listening.
Huh. Who's listening? I don't know. I can't see you, but I know I smell bacon. You know?
Yeah. Sorry,
what's
dude.
that? What's that, a little
Vegan.
pork shoulder? Huh? What's that? Some pork chops?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Yeah, some pig feet. I just don't stop.
What is that split pea and ham soup?
Huh. Is that a pig skin? Is that a football that I smell? Do I smell a football? All cops are footballs. That's what I think. Yeah. Just footballs wearing a little hat.
If you guys are a fucking football or a cop listening to this, I have just serious questions about some of your ethics right now.
Yeah.
I might say stop listening to the podcast, but, you know, it's...
Anybody out there who eats tri-tip can suck my dick. Yeah, welcome to the police brutality cast.
No.
No, but fuck
Can't
cops,
be.
though.
No, but seriously, though.
Hey, welcome to Y'all Ever. I'm Dave Ross.
Hi, I'm Hampton Yount.
And, we're happy that you're here. We've missed you all week. We love you so much. We hope that you're taking care of yourselves and, that you're okay and that you're doing what you can while also knowing that self-care is simultaneously important.
I'd say, in speaking with self-care, guys, you're going to want to check out the YouTube channel of Y'all Ever. We have youtube.com/Y'all Ever. And you can see Dave has adornished his apartment with fake...
That's true.
Fake promotional posters of all the gigs he thinks he's done.
They are covered in fake words like adornished.
Adorn?
No, I know what you meant.
Fuck.
No, you watch a lot of Game of Thrones, and you wanted to say
that's
adorn.
what it is. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew you were Adornish.
Yeah, I'm Dornish. That's the thing. That's why you think all my shows are fake, because they all happen in Dorne. They're all in Dorne
Wait. Let's not detract from the central focus, which is Dave has put up all of his promotional material up on the wall.
Dude, I knew this was going to happen.
And hey, dude, you picked on me for having an American flag in the background, which you'll notice. You bullied away from my place. I've hid the American flag.
I think anyone listening to our show would say that I didn't pick on you at all. I said Hampton has an American flag, and then Hampton was like, he's bullying me.
Yeah. Who's the snowflake? That's my new game show.
Wow, that's funny. Not me. It's definitely not me. But no, you're right.
Dave hates the flag. I like the idea that anybody would hate the flag, like it's actual, like they get
like the idea of a flag. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, any flag at all.
Upside down or nothing. Yeah, no, and you are right. I did like every flyer I've ever kept is now on the wall behind me. And so I see the ridiculousness. That's a Hampton Yount callback. And I see how ridiculous it is to put my own name and face on the wall behind me. Look, okay? I know that I seem very obsessed with myself.
Perhaps like a Dornish person.
Sure.
Where you've Michael Dorner dished it all over your wall.
Right.
Was Michael Dorner from Dornish or whatever, from Dorne in Game of Thrones?
Was his name Michael Dorner?
Pretty sure.
Chris Dorner. Yeah.
Chris Dorner?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I don't even know the joke I'm making.
Aristotle, do you want to pop in here and settle this argument real quick? Oh, did he leave? I guess not. I guess he doesn't want to.
There it is.
Ha ha! I win, and Hampton loses. 1 point for Dave. We've decided to make y'all ever a competition.
I'd like to apologize to every group, honestly. If I really think about how fucked up what it is, yeah, everyone I'm sad for right now.
I'm actually going to Google right now what happens when you. I want to know what.
When you say Chris Dorner's name 3 times, dude, don't.
Michael Dorner. I want to know who Michael Dorner is. If you search for Michael Dorner, an article about Christopher Dorner comes up. In fairness,
don't do this to me.
So you're partially correct. Maybe his middle name is Michael, but also
even Google's like, did you mean Chris?
But also there is a Michael Dorner who has an IMDb page, and he is a payroll accountant for a lot of stuff. So you think you just accused an accountant of
what, Dave? You're so well read.
Well, you know, what's the word for what he did? He revolted against the LAPD. That's what he did. Dude, no, literally, Michael Dorner, he was the payroll accountant for Blade.
What?
Yeah. And for...
Oh, I'm so fucking sorry. Like, honestly, to ever insult Blade in any way, I take it back so bad. Because that is one... I mean, I am truly sorry.
Yo, listen to Michael Dorner's
fun of one of the greatest movies ever made.
Payroll accountant filmography. Heat, Tin Cup, Jingle All the Way, Money
Dude, this
Talks,
guy's good.
U.S. Marshals, Blade,
Absolutely.
Patch Adams, Galaxy
Holy
Quest,
shit.
Hannibal, Imposter, Geely, 13 Going on 30, Christmas with the Cranks, The Benchwarmers, Deja Vu, The Express, The Chameleon, Due Date, fucking Brody shout out.
This guy basically is like the Michael Clayton of... He's the guy. He's the guy. He's the guy you call when you need payroll accounting.
Dude, he did Fast and the Furious 5, 7, and The Fate of the Furious. Also Captain America Civil War, and yet to come out, Godzilla vs. Kong. So...
Is this like giving a calculator, though, like credit? Like, really? Like,
wow.
Is it as much as like giving his Texas Instruments, like, shit? You know, he's running an algorithm. He's, you know...
I'm going to guess that being an accountant is harder than using a calculator. That's just my guess.
No. That's it. That's all it is. Someone who's better at the calculator than you.
I mean, that's, I guess, accurate, but they're, like, way better.
Yeah, they probably are the first kids who learn how to write boobs on the calculator. Well, it's true. They're, like, great at it.
It's not true.
No, it's true.
That's not it. That's insane. That's such a crazy thing to say about accountants.
No, it's not.
They write boobs. They taught everybody how to write boobs on a calculator.
That's what my account does. And dude, the government's been taking a bite out of my ass every year.
Yeah.
They don't really care much for the whole boobs joke.
So you're saying that you file your taxes in such a way as to write out boobs? That's I made $8,085 this year.
Look, I mean, hindsight's 20/20, and like, you know, when your accountant's your friend from preschool, you know, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna tell him, hey, maybe don't give your kid braces this year. I don't need my taxes.
You know what's funny is that I'm realizing that we might be making a dated reference. Like, there might be people listening who don't know what we're talking about because they had computers when they were in elementary school. Like, not Oregon Trail computers, like real ones.
Sure.
And so if they do, they might have just used the calculator on there, and they might not have spelled boobs out. Like, we might be the last boobs on calculator generation.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well, okay, because if you do it on a desktop that has the calculator function, you then have to do a headstand to read it, so you look like an idiot. And then I think Steve Jobs tried to really figure this out, so that's why he came out with the laptop, where then you could do the calculator function on the laptop, but all you'd have to do is flip it Because it's a lot lighter a laptop than a desktop.
You don't have to flip. Boobs wasn't one of the upside down ones. It's just 80085. You know, and so I got the number. I got the number wrong before. If you make $80,000 and $80,085 a year, then you made boobs that year. That's your income was boobs.
Wait. Boobs isn't one of the upside down ones?
I don't think so. I think it's just.
So what's one of the upside down ones?
I don't remember. It's one of the ones where 4 is an H.
Okay. Shit.
Shit was the upside down one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Man. I don't even know why I'm still alive.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. You
It's
suck.
like I barely learned anything growing up. I didn't learn how to account. I don't know shit or boobs.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I learned. It's like I literally went to school and learned nothing. I learned shit or boobs. Can't be an accountant.
Wow, I went to school and I don't even remember how to make shit or boobs. Fuck.
Those kids were geniuses at a young age.
I mean, those were the funniest kids in second grade, for sure. I remember when a calculator got passed to me and they were like, turn it upside down, though. I remember being like, damn, this guy's special.
This guy's special.
This is something different.
Wow, Professor Xavier.
Yeah, it was Professor Xavier. I went to elementary school with him. And I'm not kidding. I love the idea that all you have to do to be an accountant is know how to use a calculator. I think that's so funny.
I'm still unconvinced that that's not all it is. I mean,
well, I guess
you've literally raised no other arguments. So I don't know. I guess I'm just laughable.
Well, I mean, okay, I guess you're technically right, but the calculator is like really complicated. And there's...
Oh, there it is. Oh, apparently the calculator is super... Like I said, they're better at the calculator, which is super complicated. You can do boobs. You can do shit. Your penis, if you're like a genius, you could put penis on there.
But we're talking about... We're talking about so many numbers... I'm not going to explain. Why am I trying to explain? Why would I do that to myself?
I bet you can't even explain why there's a solar panel on the calculator.
There's another dated reference. Calculators used to have a solar panel on them, so they didn't have to have batteries. Or they would have a battery, they would get charged by the solar panel. I don't think that's a thing that...
I don't understand how that's dated.
I don't think...
Still...
Do kids still use calculators like that? I have no idea.
Do you not have a calculator just hanging around?
No. I have a fucking laptop and a phone.
So you have to do a handstand every time you want to see boobs or shit?
No, I just turn my phone upside down.
All right. Fair. Yeah. All right. I guess you're not such the Luddite. I guess you are kind of a gentleman.
I guess the phone calculator app is the same as an old calculator. You can still spell boobs on it. Fuck me, man. I suck. Ass, dude.
Dave, I have some good news.
Okay, good.
Aristotle was telling me the best thing I've ever heard. That basically Riot Fest, which is like a Chicago like series of shows, I guess, every year.
Yeah, it's like punk Coachella.
Yeah. They have like literally the most insane lineup, but it's like for September of not this year, next. Like it's like it's so fucking far away. But listen to this lineup. Aristotle, can you read off the lineup?
Wow, we're like really taking a look behind the curtain here. Everybody, this is Aristotle, not a cat. Totally a real person. What's up, bro?
Meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Dude, you read the whole lineup?
You were a cop. I knew it.
Oink, oink, oink.
Wow. Damn, you've already been funnier than we've ever been on our own show.
I'm just going to dive right in to not take up any more of all of y'all's time.
Are you kidding? We want you to take up time. We're
Please
desperate.
Please stay. Dave beats me. Please stay.
I do.
All right.
I beat him remotely.
I'm starting from the top. And I'm probably going to skip some of these names just because there's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, why? Because you're a coward?
In some of these, yeah, I mean, I don't know if your listeners care about Sublime with Rome, who will be there at Riot Fest.
Damn, this is incredible, dude. You didn't even list that in the. Just go.
My Chemical
Just
Romance, The Smashing Pumpkins, Run the Jewels, The Pixies, Coheed and Cambria, Taking Back Sunday, Sublime with Rome, Dirty Heads, Lupe Fiasco, Vic Mensa, The All American Rejects, Newfound Glory, Simple Plan, Gogo Bordello, Circle Jerks, Thrice, Circa Survive. K-Play, Toots, and the Maytals Jawbox. Okay, now I'm gonna start skipping. Best Coast, Bayside, Pup, Mayday Parade,
Pup,
Beach Bunny, Thursday, Saves the Day,
Fishbone,
Fucked Up,
yes,
The Sounds,
dude. It's like every band, I think.
We're going, dude. We're going.
Yeah. No, I was. He told me a couple of the names at some point. And my immediate reaction was, do they have a comedy tent? Because I want to go. Or if they don't, I want to start one. I don't see why they wouldn't have us. We'll clearly do it for free.
Yeah, I will usually share the stage with Smashing Pumpkins, even though me and Billy Corgan have had a huge falling out.
Yeah.
But I'll do it. I'll put things past because of the world.
You know, we should talk to Stefan, because you know what I would really like to see is Pup with Rome. That would be, I think that would be a much better band than, or
Dude.
just really any Saves the Day with Rome.
Okay, because we've already kind of done this before as a joke, and I think it's great. But here's my addition: single person acts. So Sting with Rome.
That's so funny, dude.
Yeah.
Beck
with Rome.
Beck with Rome, totally. Joe Biden with Rome. Dude,
that's a shirt.
Totally. If Joe Biden picked Rome as his running mate,
dude, you should. Man, it's so funny because you got a lot of success with that shirt you made. The I don't know IDK anybody but Trump.
Yes.
Shirt. And I guess who was it that put it out? Was it just Urban Outfitters? Or
it was Urban
like
Outfitters. Yeah.
That's amazing. And they were like hitting you up for more. Just like more. You got more ideas?
Yeah, I mean, I had like a line to them, and I sent them a couple ideas, and they hated them. So they
dude, Joe Biden with Rome.
That's funny. Joe Biden with Rome is so funny.
Get the fucking Urban Outfitters contract.
Oh yeah, I'll call him Hello, Mr. Outfitters. That's the thing. Urban Outfitters used to be called Urban and Outfitters. It was two people. They met at a spa.
Urban and Outfitters. It's a buddy cop duo.
Yeah, totally.
I don't think we're going to get along, Outfitters. I think we're from two different sides of the...
Urban's the nice one. Outfitters is the mean one.
That's nice. I like that flip. I like that we're taking norms and flipping them.
Wait, why is that a flipped norm?
At this point, I think, actually, as I thought about it, I was like, well, wait, they've kind of done every version of the buddy cop.
Yeah, I don't even know what the norm is. At all.
Well, usually they'd have, like, your new partner, he's from the streets.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see.
That's
and so Urban would be from the streets.
Yeah. Oh, you don't think Outfitters?
I guess Outfitters would be from the trees or something?
You don't think Urban, isn't Urban the name like Coca-Cola gave black people back in like the 70s?
Right. Urban also literally means streets.
I don't know.
Yeah, it means city. So, yeah, I know what you're saying. Wow, that's
You're
funny.
getting a new podcast partner, Dave.
Joe Biden with Rome is very... Man, Y'all Ever with Rome is also very funny. If we just change the name of this show to Hampton Yunt with Rome, and I could be Rome. I'll be Rome, dude. And I'll just say the same shit I always said, but worse.
Well, two Romes don't make a right. But,
wow.
guys, I think we should go, man. I mean, we should buy the tickets, charter a private plane.
Totally.
Off of the Patreon.
We can afford it, yeah.
Take the Patreon money, put it towards a private plane, one night.
Absolutely.
Spend it all.
Yeah.
Rent money blown. And see Smashing Pumpkins do one song.
Absolutely.
I think that's what's my favorite thing about these kinds of lineups. I'm like, so like 15-minute sets,
Right.
Like, maybe I guess I mean, of course, Smashing Pumpkins, huge 2-hour-long set. This show will never happen. That's what I especially love. Like, this won't happen.
You don't think so? Why not?
Because it's impossible.
Why is it impossible?
The way of the world. I mean, basically,
so?
I was saying this to Aristotle. This is actually a thing that's happening with even comedy clubs. Like, these companies are trying to float themselves because they've contractually given millions of dollars to so many artists for, like, you know, tours they were going to have.
Yeah.
So they still owe them contractually that upfront money.
Shit.
And then what they're doing is, like, kind of like just gather all of this money that, you know, like they could shift that tour date to be like 2010. And, sorry, I don't know, like some far off.
Some far off date,
So
like 2010.
Yeah, like, you know, like 2010.
Okay.
Just something way off in the future, and then, you know, like whoever cancels, they'll refund that money, but then they still have the money for the. They're
Well,
just,
but
like,
it is
floating
way
themselves.
in the future. It's in 2021. It's like a year and a half from now.
It's still dude, look at that lineup. Like, what will that concert be? It's I don't know, maybe, but it sounds like so ambitious for like something that's already like not even a possibility.
That's so interesting. I just
a little quick.
Because I don't know. That's so funny. I guess I just like all across the board don't feel that way, which is fine. But because like Riot Fest is huge and it's been going for years. And yeah, they never included that much hip hop before. It's like the most hip hop that they've ever had, and they never had the Smashing Pumpkins. But like Jawbreaker reunited at Riot Fest, and
That's
you know what
so
I mean.
cool.
And so
Yeah,
like
it'd be amazing.
thousands and thousands and thousands of people go to Riot Fest every year. It's to the point where it happens in multiple cities now. And so it's not that shocking to me that they would have a big lineup, and also a year and a half for like September 2021 feels like
Right.
we'll be back doing shows. And I would bet it's more like they're like, fuck, we're going to like pick a date and book people and announce before Coachella. I'll bet you that's what it fucking was. They were like, we're going to try to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because Coachella like hasn't done that yet. And they probably are
That
like.
would be really smart.
Yeah.
You know, just to only like that's the thing is like a lot of this is all like fiction almost. They're like writing this kind of fun fan fiction of like, and when we come back, it's going to be this insane thing. But the benefit of that to them as a company is they can just run other places out of business still, like ostensibly, because none of you have a product. No bands can get together until it's all clear or whatever. There's so many things they're not in charge of.
Yeah.
You know, to make this happen. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
It's interesting. It's weird. Yeah, you totally could be right because we have no idea. We just have no clue what's like. On the one hand, it seems like we're not going to be doing shows ever, but on the other hand, there are people doing stand-up like right now in some places.
Well, stand-up's going to be interesting because you're right, yeah, and it's going to be a different, maybe even more advantageous because it's just the solo performer figuring this shit out. You know, like we don't even have to figure out the metrics of a band.
Yeah,
and
also
stuff.
nobody likes what we do, so only 6 people were going to come anyway.
But it's like with music festivals, it's like look what just happened with like the Fire Festival and like all this other stuff. It's like I think music promoters are pretty fucking
Strapped.
like no, they just don't give a shit. They do not give a shit about somebody who can afford $150 tickets to begin with. They're just like, whatever, they're rich, fuck them. And they don't really think about people who save up their entire like year to go do a festival. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
I
funny.
think they really are like, I'm like trying to sell Coachella to Facebook.
Right.
I'm not thinking about Joe Average. I sold him a ticket to Smashing Pumpkins that I'm sorry isn't going to ever happen. You know, it's like,
Sure.
they don't give a shit, so why would they? And so I don't know, like a lineup like that is just like literally the most amazing lineup I've maybe ever seen.
Totally.
I mean, it's pretty incredible. It's up there with stuff I've seen.
Totally. It's unique though in that like it's and probably why you're loving it so much and why I'm loving it so much is that it's like Coachella, like most festivals at the level that have say Smashing Pumpkins and fucking Vic Mensa and shit, like that diverse of an all-star lineup will be, that's how they book the entire thing, right? So Coachella was having Pup on this year, but they were the only one of that genre of music really that was on the lineup. And so they cherry pick like the superstars of each genre to make themselves look incredibly diverse, right? But this one's really interesting in that it's like super heavy on the punk and emo, like they always are, while also including really fucking cool members of other genres, you know? Like usually that's I think what is special about it, and I think also what makes me think it's going to happen, because I've just never seen a festival get booked that way, because it's one or the other. It's either Coachella where it's like diverse genre-wise all across the board, where like Zed is on it and a fucking Tupac hologram and like a brand new trans rapper from Iceland or some shit, like, you know what I mean? But
who was the one that did Chris Rock with Metallica? Was that Bonnaroo?
Oh, I don't know.
That was the best. That was my best headliner, like duo, is Metallica and Chris Rock, and it was like Coachella or Bonnaroo. It was
that's
like one of the big ones.
Bonnaroo and Bumbershoot are kind of like
Bumbershoot.
this in that they book really heavy on the indie rock, like in the Pitchfork music world, and then include some diversity amongst like famous pop acts across other genres. But it's never been a punk festival before, so that's fucking cool, man. I don't know. I'm excited to see how it goes down. Like how many people at the show that has Vic Mensa and Smashing Pumpkins are going to go see Circa Survive? I don't know.
All of them.
Yeah, I hope so.
I don't know. It does kind of like, I don't know. Actually, I think it's just problematic to even insinuate rioting at this point. And I think
that's true.
I think they owe me an apology. They owe the podcast an apology.
Yeah, totally.
Guys, how about we change it to Peaceful Protest Fest?
I think that's good.
We lose the riot part?
Yeah.
Like
what's
it's
next?
like naming it Police Brutality Fest.
Yeah.
Like,
are we
just
going to
stop.
have a looting fest in the middle of Riot Fest, huh? And then are we going to all have to go clean up the city in the morning?
It's like if Bonnaroo or Coachella came out as they're like old like Slavic slurs or something, and we're like, oh my god, we didn't know, but we can't change the name. Like,
wow.
I think it's cool. I think it'd be a fun fest. I think we should book a private plane.
But you think they should change the name?
Yeah, definitely. Always change the name. That's my one. That's my one thing. Is no matter what.
Email them. Hey, I'll go if you change the name. Because rioting is wrong. Okay, look, I support their movement, but I don't understand why they have to riot.
I just feel like you're taking away from Protest Fest. Yeah. Riot Fest seems to be taking away from Protest Fest.
Wow, funny. Protest Fest is actually a joke in an episode of Corporate. The episode that I was in.
Really?
Yeah, totally. It was like a...
Oh, shit. I'm stealing.
Yeah, you stole, you
I
piece
thought
of
I got
shit.
away with it.
But I called you out.
I thought I got away with it.
But then I canceled you, so you didn't. You tried to steal, and then I got you canceled, so I win.
You're right. There was a whole Protest Fest thing in that episode.
Oh, no, but it's different than the joke you're making because it was it was before right now, so it couldn't.
No,
you're
I
making
just
a
think
joke
that's
about right
cool.
now. Yeah, totally.
You know, I just think great minds, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Totally.
Yeah, you know, one of those things. Oh, guys, we have a new shirt coming out right now. It's a revision of our feeling shirt because we consider not all feelings are the same right now, and we think angry feelings definitely apply.
Feelings of anger of happening. I mean, here's the deal. We If you know us, our feeling shirt, we've been wearing it and hawking it online for a while because we're little sad baby boys who cry all the time. So we've been we've always wanted to put out a new version of the feeling shirt, and it just occurred to us that now is a good time. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's exactly angry. We're calling it the Angry Feeling shirt, but it's a black shirt that says feelings in red lettering. It's on our Threadless, y'allever.threadless.com. And you can get it. I can't wait for mine to come in the mail. But also, we're doing, because of everything that's happening in the world right now, everything that you buy from our Threadless shop for the rest of June will be donated to Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You guys are great. Good time to get some new wardrobe.
Yeah.
Might as well support some charity. It's a good way to go about it.
It's for a good cause, and it represents other feelings that you have. Have you ever had negative feelings?
Have you ever wanted to fuck the police with your genitals in their face?
With red fonts.
I think this is awesome.
So yeah, look, if you want some new stuff from us, or if you want to help a good cause, go to y'allever.threadless.com. And also, I think it's worth saying, please keep donating, please keep contributing, please keep helping. We are also sharing and learning and doing as much as we possibly can while still making our shit and living our lives. I think if you're listening to us, you feel the same as us. This movement is very important, and we just want to contribute. And we figured you might want to as well, so this might be a good thing for all of us. So yeah, y'allever.threadless.com, and we are going to take a break. So we will be back reading your emails after this ad for fucking pants or some shit. Y'all ever weird yourself out? And we're back. Welcome
world is a vampire.
to Smashing Pumpkins with Rome. The podcast where every week we ask the question, tonight?
Tonight we're going to smoke? We're going to smoke tonight?
Okay, all right. I just have a few questions for you. First one, fill in the blank. The world is a... Mm-hmm. The world is a blank.
Frankenstein. Okay. Frankenstein. If I know my movie monsters.
This week on Smash Libs. Smashing Libs. Though that sounds like a whole other thing. That sounds like something Tucker Carlson does.
The world is a Twilight vampire. But kind of stupid and lame.
The world is a snowflake.
Yeah. All right, this is
pretty good.
This is good.
It's a good show.
We're getting back. We're getting back in the rhythm. It's not obvious there's been huge audio problems that we've been dealing with. Guys, we're doing our best. This virus has eaten my ass. I got to be honest with you. This virus is eating my fucking ass every day. Every day I wake up, this virus just eats my fucking ass.
Damn, dude.
And, there's delays when we record. It's hard.
Yeah, we're both having simultaneously Wi-Fi problems, which is infuriating, to say the least. I do like the idea that the virus eats... You're like on stage at a stand-up show. So who eats ass? And then COVID is like, I do. And then it eats your ass. And then you fuck it.
I'm actually getting really mad because Chris Locke, a great comic that we love, he basically did my Twitter joke. I mean, like, my joke was, COVID can suck my dick and make me a sandwich. Like, and then he did something like the exact same.
Damn,
it's
dude.
Like, I wish COVID would just shut up and suck my dick. And I'm like, man, come on, isn't there enough in the world without comedians not reading my Twitter and making sure to not write jokes semi-close.
I think that you should beat his ass, man. You know what I mean? I think the question isn't do you eat ass, it's do you beat ass, you know? Who beats ass? And then you beat Chris's ass.
Dude, okay, now I see it. There are going to be two different types of comedy clubs.
Eats ass clubs and beats
yeah.
ass clubs.
Mm-hmm,
Totally.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. You got to pick.
Dude, what I've heard about some stand-up comedy clubs opening.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Have you heard about this yet?
Oh yeah. I mean,
awesome.
Some of them have been open. Oh man, it's also weird. I mean, I have some friends that are doing it, some like buddies, and I haven't talked to them about it yet. But I think it's going to be a weird conversation because I don't think I agree with them doing that.
I don't want them breathing near my children. You know, little things like that. No, it's like I saw a comic literally like in an article because like even the reporter was like, what are you doing? You know, like what the fuck? You know, like, and literally I think the comic was joking, but I was like, man, it's a really bad time to be super sarcastic when you're being quoted verbatim. And it's like, and he's literally just like, you know, I got to do stand up. I miss flirting with girls.
Oh boy.
And I was like, just 1 second.
It's not gonna come across there, pal. Holy fucking shit. Oh man, if you're watching the YouTube, this is fun. Hampton getting rid of the cat, throwing the cat out. Hampton hates his own cat. You heard it here first.
This cat literally just begged to get in this room.
Uh-huh.
I opened the door, begs to get out. Just go fuck yourself with your privilege.
You should cut its head off, dude.
I think having a head is a little bit of a privilege when you're my cat. Well, that's so funny. It's like I always look at this cat like I'm like, I don't love you the way Georgia loves you. Do you understand? Like I didn't adopt you. Yeah. It's like I'm looking at my, you know, wife had a child from a previous marriage. I'm like, you're not my blood. Like,
yeah, that's definitely how you should act when you're raising a stepchild.
That's the way I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Remind him every day.
Hey, can you take me to school? You're not my son.
And then, like, the fucking police come to the house, like, yeah, you're not taking your child to the school? And he's like, I just told him! It doesn't matter if I live here and pay for. He's not mine.
I told him you can call the cops if you want, but I'm not your dad. The cops coming only matters if you call them on your real father. They're just gonna come. They're just gonna show up and hang out with me. You guys want a beer?
He gets a blood test, and it's like that's like his real dad, and he's still doing this. He's like, he's not my fucking son. You can take that blood test and shove it up my ass.
Why would he shove it up your ass? Just do it. You'll see. This guy has a kink with this. Yeah, I took a blood test. Turns out I'm a cop.
Took a blood test. Turns out I have blue lives in my veins. I've got blue veins. I'm blue. I'm blue.
Blue-lived American.
That's the best with the blue lives thing. Is just like it's not a type of people. Like no one's born a cop. Dude, like if a little baby was born with a badge, you're like me.
Everything. I hope it must be. I get insecure because we joke so much that some people might not know what side of this we're on. But you know. To clarify,
pro cop.
Black Lives Matter.
Wait, what? What did you say? Oh shit, we were supposed to say it at the same time. I get worried also, Dave. You know what's funny is, dude. Some neighbors of mine, like around the bend, are I guess it's a cop. And his car is just decked out in like blue lives matter and like Punisher symbol and like.
Do you not know that that's the problem? The Punisher symbol.
I don't think he cares.
Is insane, man. That is.
Yeah.
I know. I also I talked about this on Get Stupid also, but What's so interesting to me, especially, I can't believe you and I haven't talked about this yet. The funniest thing to me about Blue Lives Matter and All Lives Matter, and honestly, it's not really funny. It's damaging, and it like gets people killed. It like literally does.
I will say, stupid people being stupid always
Is
kind of
funny.
funny. You know, it's like you can't help it. They're being so fucking willfully stupid.
So dumb. But
So dumb.
what's so interesting to me too is the people like. If you say all lives matter, it says so much to me about you. The first thing it says is that you're racist. And the second thing it says is that you're an idiot. But the third thing it says is that you have untreated mental illness. And I think that they don't even because in order to think all lives matter, you have to hear someone say Black Lives Matter, and then those words change in your brain to you don't matter. And it's like they didn't say that.
Yeah, no, I talked to dude. Yeah, I was talking to Aristotle, I think, about this, and several other people that I'm like, it's just so funny because it's just such a misreading of what, like, Black Lives Matter has that name because they're saying society doesn't care about Black lives, and then they're saying no, all lives matter, and then it's like, so then are you saying society doesn't care about all lives? Like, what?
Right.
You're like literally taking their argument and flipping it completely. And it's just like, I don't know what the argument is then. You're just saying all life is.
I mean, it literally, it's so, there are so many
I'm
fucking
getting
things wrong
fucked,
with it.
and they're getting fucked. I don't see why anything should change.
But yeah, one of the best answers to all lives matter is I've seen people posting, oh, so you agree that Black Lives Matter then? Which is so true. It's like, yes, all Black lives are included in all. You fuck. But also, but also, it literally is like, look, we're all insecure. Everyone is insecure and afraid of some things. Having insecurities and taking things personally is like part of the human experience, especially like, you know, we're like in the process of dealing with the idea of trauma still. So of course people still have so many traumas. So I'm not saying being insecure about words you hear isn't something I do. What's truly shocking is that they don't know it and that they reject the idea of it. Because think about what it means for someone to say Black Lives Matter and then you say, are you talking about me? It's like,
yeah, there you go.
Dude, are you okay? Like,
complete disassociative, like, no, it's talking to you. It's like you said my name. I've literally had that where I've been like in the background. I'm like, did the TV show just say Hampton?
Yes, exactly.
And Georgia and my wife's like, what the no? Like,
no, are you
I'm
all
like,
right?
oh, same Harrison. I heard what I wanted to hear, but it's like the idea that I would even accuse a TV show of saying my name.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, it's like that's crazy. Should be nipped in the bud right away. Yeah, they're kind of crazy, Dave. I don't know, man. I think horse cops are kind of cool. I mean, they like peanut butter and apples. And I just feel like if you could walk up to a cop and give him peanut butter and apples, maybe things would be a little bit smoother. You know what I'm saying?
I don't agree, man. I think the only reason that horse cops aren't as bad as human cops is they don't have thumbs. And I think if they did, we'd find out real quick how fucking bad they are.
They're bad, dude. They're bad. They're rude to donkeys. They're rude. They're rude.
They're mean.
They're rude. Stay to your own stable. We don't stay in the same barn as you guys. Dude, I bet, honestly, if if horse cops could do like a Mr. Ed and talk, they would just be saying racial bullshit like nonsense. They get canceled immediately. Horse cops.
Yeah.
Oh no, we gave them the ability to talk and they're just as bad. Oh no.
I mean, I fully, it's ridiculous to say, but I fully believe that. And I agree with you 100%.
I do. It's who you hang out with.
Oh, man.
That's why I hang out with only cool comics on the right side of history, like Dave Ross.
I'm real cool, dude. I'm cool as fuck,
Hampton,
dude.
And myself.
I'm
That's about it.
so cool. I've been saying that.
You're basically the only comic, and then me. The only podcast on the internet.
Honestly, as far as I'm concerned, lately, yeah. Speaking of which, let's read an email from our listeners. We got, before we read this email, which I'm very excited to because it's like, so interesting in every single way. Also, we put out a prompt last week, and the prompt was, y'all ever have a tough conversation about racism with your family? And that prompt still exists.
Yeah.
We really want to hear your stories. I pointed out to Hampton that we got literally no responses to that. And but then Hampton pointed out to me, which I think is true, which is that it's probably going to take some time. And I think that's true. I think people are working up to it, and it's a long conversation, and it should be a long, hard conversation. So that prompt is still there, and we want to hear more stories from you about that, or your thoughts in general on it, or whatever.
I only based that off of like in the Facebook group, it seemed like some people were like, "Hey, so y'all ever deal with racist family members?" And it seems like people are having the conversation, but it's definitely like, like. I think everyone could do some introspection as far as like how you're dealing with the older generation. I mean, it's a real mind fuck right now because it's like, it's not even just white people in general. It's like literally anybody who's watching like CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, like all this shit, who watch like 24-hour news. It's a hard conversation to talk to your parents about the news.
Yeah.
They don't even realize, like, I was talking to my family today, and it's like not necessarily understanding what the riots and protests are about, or how bad the like abuse from the cops has been, and it really just comes down to they don't watch the same news as me.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know. I can get mad, but I've been mostly just trying to send them links. So it's been an art, but I don't expect a response right away.
Right.
So it's like, I understand the whole thing of like, I think dealing with your, these sort of larger conversations with your family, like they understandably take longer than 1 hour conversation. Like if you could change your parents' bigotry in 1 hour, you'd be like, why did I put it off? Like, fuck, I could have just gotten it done in an hour. Like,
well, I also think that because of the complexities of family relationships and the fact that in many, like probably most of these cases, it's people they love and who love them who have this other element of them that is hurtful and needs to be changed. It's not like, it's probably hard to think of a story from it. It's not like, most of our listeners aren't, even if they have like a completely like Blue Lives Matter member of their family, isn't going to be like Colonel Sanders, who's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be a cartoonish, like, I'm not even going to listen to you, you dumb piece of shit. And then they like throw a Confederate flag at them or something.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
There's definitely that.
Difficult to find the story in it. So I guess I think it's also worth saying that even if you think your experience with it is long and hard and benign, I'm still interested.
Yeah.
Because it is hard for you to do. It's just hard to have those conversations, especially because they're not going to be one and done, because they're going to be ever evolving, and because our parents' generations are so much worse than we are about mental health. I mean this, not worse.
No, it's totally true.
It's like when I talk to my parents who are very liberal, if we disagree, it always ends the same way eventually. It ends with one of them going, well, fine then, David, fine. And then it just ends because they no longer can handle being contradicted the amount. And so that makes it hard because they're like also, they've been in charge of your life for a lot of it. And so they don't, there's a lot of their brain that's like, I don't have to listen to this fucking person. And so it's difficult to get them to hear you, you know? And so I don't know. Even if it's just that, I'm curious. Also, if you don't feel comfortable sharing, that's fine too. I just am saying it's interesting no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, please keep sending them in to, what is it, y'allever@gmail.com?
Y'alleveremail@gmail.com.
Y'alleveremail@gmail.com.
Yeah.
We appreciate those. And I think we're going to read from a fan of ours. They've been a fan for a long time.
I'm so excited that he wrote in. Yeah, he definitely has been a fan of each of ours individually, and I talked to him a little bit when I was in New York. He was too young to come to our show in Brooklyn, which is a bummer. Hopefully next time.
Because we do live sex on stage.
Yeah. Well,
Can't bring the kids.
We have a strict 45 and up rule for people coming to our.
Yeah, no Generation Z. Like, that'd be so funny. I want you to get my references.
That would be so funny to do. 40. You have to be 45 to come in.
I feel like we're already kind of doing that with the podcast in general.
Right.
When we start talking about Smashing Pumpkins, I'm like, but really?
Yeah,
that
dude.
was my sister's band.
If we want to,
you know what I mean?
You're right. If we want to appeal to the youth, we should be talking about Zwan.
No.
You know? Why not? That's another band. It's an even more specific reference that only people our age understand. So that's pretty good. Anyway, okay, I'm excited to read this email. It's from Logan Rosos. And Logan, yeah, thank you so much for writing in, man. He says, "Hey, Hampton and Dave. First of all, I love you guys. Y'all Ever is one of my favorite things in this crazy time. Also, it really made me happy to see Dave at a Black Lives Matter protest. Also, I was deeply disappointed when Hampton changed his Twitter name back from morbidly obese Hampton Yunt because I like to remember how much I hate Nancy Pelosi and her concern trolling our fascist president every time I open Twitter." This is what I'm saying. I'm so stoked about this email.
I'm trying to own how white I am. Does that make sense? Like,
yes.
I like. It's a slow process, and I'm not even saying I'm 100% because I might throw up like a Sonic the Hedgehog Abby and just be like, change my name to like Trump's pubes or some shit. But right now, I feel like it's important that no matter what I say, I take full ownership.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, people are yelling at me for like the most mild stuff, and it's definitely like an interesting time to be an ally.
Sure.
But I'm down with the cause, and I don't want to be like hiding behind anything. And I'm super white, so there you go.
Oh, that's interesting. It's a good. I really like that, man. It is now more than ever a time to like know who you are and own it. This is a thing I've been working on. Well, we've talked about it, like working on like. Not like being scared of saying the wrong thing and just trusting yourself and owning it. Yeah, it's like hard to do in the era of people getting canceled.
Yeah, there's definitely like there's definitely a lot more to be done than that like little thing. But it's like it's like the little things.
But I think it's also part of it. Like if you want to be an ally, right? This is just a thing I've been thinking about recently. If you want to be an ally, you want to help. People are talking a lot about holding yourself accountable, knowing ways that you're privileged and knowing the ways that you have benefited from a system that has racism laden within it. Part of that is knowing who you are and being like honest about it. Like, I'm white. I grew up white in America. It would be disingenuous to say not, and I'm not going to lie to you.
This podcast. I mean, honestly, most of the funding and Patreon comes from white supremacist organization. Dave, don't. Dave, it's time.
Don't want to make these jokes.
This all comes. This all comes from Breitbart.
Want to be making the jokes?
Yeah, no, admit it. George Soros and Breitbart combined efforts.
Okay, yeah. Logan goes on to write. This isn't a direct response to any particular prompt, I guess, but I thought y'all want to hear about it because it's traumatic, but also kind of funny in hindsight, and that's kind of your brand. So I'm black, which I think means I'm in charge of America now? Is that what these protests are about? I get all my news from the mean dad from Succession, so I'm not really sure. Dude, Logan, you're so funny, man.
Very funny.
I work with a local anti-racist and pro-education organization here in New York. Shout out to my bagel brother, Dave. We were on a Zoom call on Thursday talking about defunding the police when all of a sudden I started to hear a loud, obnoxious voice saying, "Who else hates black people?" My sense of humor being what it is, I originally thought it might have been someone else from our organization making a stupid joke. Then things began to escalate. They started yelling racial slurs and sending explicit images in the chat, some of which were probably illegal, and started playing a video of a Nazi flag flying on screen share. What the fuck? After frantically trying to kick them out, we just ended the call and started a new one. It was scary and made me feel unsafe, but I'm not really sure if these were dedicated capital N Nazis or just run-of-the-mill assholes. I know there are people who go around Zoom bombing random meetings, but the likelihood that racists would have just randomly found an anti-racist meeting sounds pretty slim. Yeah.
Nope. Yeah.
So I guess the link to the meeting must have been leaked somehow. I don't exactly love that thought, since in addition to being black, I am also gay and a trans man and mentally ill. Not to brag, but I'm pretty sure a Nazi would consider killing me to be a real big score. Fuck, man. What did make me laugh after the initial shock wore off is the thought that Nazis are working from home because of COVID and using Microsoft Teams or whatever the fuck to plan digital hate crimes.
Man, they're losers, dude. Like, you're dead on. They're fucking what losers? That's their like Oklahoma City bombing, right? Is like, I'm gonna like fucking bomb a Zoom meeting.
I know.
Hey, everybody. Like, just like, man, that's so fucking ineffectual. That's so fucking lame.
You're so right. So right on the money to call them fucking losers, dude. They're just... How pathetic. Yeah. The end of the email is, I don't know, maybe better minds than me could do a bit based on that. And yes, this is a ploy to get Hampton to do a Nazi voice. Anyway, I'm glad you're alive. Best, Logan. Dude, you rule. Thank you so much for writing.
Yeah, this is hi team. Hi team.
This is a Nazi Zoom meeting that you're running right
This is
now?
Gunther. All right, lead project manager.
He's got the cop comb giving him a fake cop mustache right now,
I'm
too.
sorry. I wish I could trim this to be just a Hitler, but it's the full cop mustache. It's the only way to do this bit.
I've been telling you to buy a smaller comb for years, dude.
So guys, listen. We're going to have to come up with some sort of final solution for this project. There's too many Jews on this project. We're just gonna have to find some way.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, but before we go further, could I just add that I'm wondering, is the are the cupcakes gluten free? Because I have a little bit of a stomach thing.
Not to be a grammar Nazi, but you should all be on trains. I don't really have much for it. I think it's so lame, and it's just really funny how ineffectual like the white supremacist reaction really is, man. It's like it's so funny because it's like it's all about talking a big game and then just continually these are like the most coward people on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
And it starts with like a top down. It's like literally Trump, when America is faced with riots, he's like checking out the bunker under the White House. He's just like, you know, like he's afraid for his life.
He's such a fucking
these people
baby.
are cowards.
Oh yeah, dude.
And it's like
it is. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the benefits of now, and obviously there's a lot of awful shit and a lot of hopeful shit right now, which is what makes now so fucking crazy. And one of the positives is that he's really showing his hand as a little fucking coward baby, man. It's unbelievable, dude.
Dude, he literally had to explain to people that he was, you know, he was walking down some stairs and everybody like shared the footage. And then he was like, to be fair, that incline was really steep. My shoes were right. He's like, he blames like 50 different factors. Like the sun was in my eyes. The stairs said that they hate the Republican Party.
You know
no
what's
matter
so
what.
funny about that too? Had he done literally anything else, no one would have said anything. Literally, he could have said nothing and let it go, which most presidents do. It's very presidential to just let people talk shit and say nothing. You know what else he could have done? Is he could have given literally any other reason. I'm old and my legs hurt. I have balance issues because of a thing in my ear or anything.
Instead, he's kind of like, actually, I fucking dominated those stairs.
It's like, yeah, the reason I had trouble is because my center of gravity's off because of my big dick. I got a fucking huge old dick and I can't walk right.
Sorry, I couldn't walk the stairs after fucking your mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, ooh,
Totally.
on my back. Well, to be fair, that is who I voted for, and that's who I love.
My mom.
Dude, I mean, I think it's it sucks, man, and I really also hope that people get really good about the security for these Zoom meetings, because it's like, it's not even just
Totally.
like, I mean, that's a really gross example of it. But I've even like heard of people just doing this to like stand-up comedy shows.
Yeah.
Where they're like, you know, there's like some lib cuck stand-up comedy show, and then they just come on and like roast every comic or just try and ruin it. It's like, you're not even roasting. It's not clever. You're just ruining. It's like farting in a fucking room by yourself. It's like you're just ruining it for
Right.
like yourself. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally the
pathetic.
internet equivalent of like fucking hitting a mailbox with a baseball bat. Like it's like for no one. It doesn't do anything for you at all. You just get to see destruction and then go fucking, you know,
Come with it now.
beat off watching videos of people getting killed or whatever the fuck you like to do with your time. I kind of hope we get bombed our Y'all Ever Zoom recordings. That would be
yeah.
I'm-
We're trying to do that, but I mean, the thing is, I think I'm smart. Like, I saw that was happening, these Zoom shows, and I was like, there's too much of a fuck up ratio.
Yeah.
But if it's just us and our fans, like, I think I'll be fine.
Dude, bomb us,
Actually,
dude.
yeah, it'd be gret. Honestly,
bomb us.
what am I saying? That'd be amazing.
Just bomb on in, dude. Man, Logan, thank you so much for writing. And I like, honestly, we would love to hear any stories of any of your lives at any time, anything you want to share. And then also right now, especially stories about the anti-racist movement, what you're dealing with as a person of color, a gay person, a trans person, anyone fucking scared right now for whatever reason. We would love to hear stories about that.
Yeah. And
whatever
if you
your
don't match
perspective is.
any of those criteria, sorry.
Yeah. You have to be black, gay,
Sorry.
trans, or scared. And,
those are the criteria. Sorry.
no, just
But
stories.
you guys get it.
Protest stories.
Yeah,
like
tell us what's up.
stories of talking to your family. All of we're like, and
Yeah.
one of the reasons is it's also, you know, partially selfish because we want to hear your stories and share them and talk about them. But also, this shit is hard and stressful. So please share. Truly.
Yeah, I mean, this would be a great way to kind of talk about that stuff,
Yeah,
I think.
for sure. And it's y'alleveremail@gmail.com. We got bonus episodes on our Patreon every single week, patreon.com/y'allever. Go to y'allever.threadless.com. Literally everything that we sell for this entire month, all of that money is going to Black Lives Matter, and there's a new shirt up there. Go to that. And I've been Sublime. That's my co-host, Rome.
Glad you're alive.
Glad you're alive. We love you so much.
See you next week. Ball.
Scarpins Avenue.